Hey everyone, good morning. You're listening to Melodies with Melody. I hope everyone had a super fun and safe spring break. I know I sure did. I went to, thrift update again, because I guess that's what I'm going to start my show off with every time now. Um, it's just who I am. So I went to a couple markets this spring break. I went to two. One was at this place called Labyrinth, BCA, and then another one was at this one place in Mission. It was really cool. I don't think it even has a name yet, the venue. But at Labyrinth, BCA, the BCA stands for Bagels, Coffee, and Art, and it's this really cool place downtown, or not downtown really. It's just off like 10th Street in McAllen. I bought some prints, which is like art that's been printed, from this person named 44 Water Lilies. And the print is really, it's super cute. It's like lily pads. And then I bought this, it's like block print. It's like a frog, and he has a little mustache. He's so cute. He's like a cowboy frog. I like to think of it like as like a little wanted poster. You know how they used to do in the Wild West back then, back in the day. But it was super cute. I also bought these two records. One was Vanilla Fudge, and the other was the Mamas and the Papas. There was a lot of vendors there. It was really cute. It was mostly artists, and like there was this lady who made handmade soaps and sprays and just a cute little, like, it was like an apothecary. I think that's what you call it, right? Like when they make soaps and like goods for you to like take care of yourself with. There was this also a man who was selling a bunch of plants. He had like a whole table of succulents, and I couldn't help myself. I bought two of them, one for me and one for my boyfriend, who has a better green thumb than I do. I always kill everything unintentionally, and I try so hard, and it makes me sad. But honestly, this time I think I have better luck. It's been a week, and my plant's still alive. The one I got him was like, it looked like little pickles. It was so cute. And the one that I got for myself was a pink succulent. And honestly, I had never seen those before, but I see something pink and I have to get it. So I was really happy with that. Another market that I went to, the one that I mentioned before, it was hosted like in Mission. I grew up like kind of in that area, and it used to be just a little building for, I guess, what's it called? Boxing. I think it was like a boxing thing, but they remodeled it. They're still working on it, and the event was hosted like mainly outside. It was hosted by this guy named Freddie. It was mostly for clothes, and all the vendors there were selling things they picked up from the thrift or from bins. The bins, by the way, are just like, it's just a big warehouse. I think it's stuff that's supposed to go to Goodwill and other thrift stores like that, but at the bins you get a chance to like pick out things you want before they get sent out to the stores. So it's like you get a really big advantage over other people, and that's where I see a lot of people get like the rare pieces, the most expensive stuff. And honestly, I wish I could do that, but that's so time consuming. So props to everyone who's able to do that. So at this market, I got a Beavis and Butthead shirt. I got this really nice hoodie. It's like black and it has little red designs on it and little gems. I looked at the tag and it's from Ariat. Don't know how to say it, but it's that like Western brand that sells like cowboy boots and stuff. At the market, there was also this girl who I followed on Instagram for a while. Her name's Alexis. She owns this jewelry store called Amory's Gems. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right, but she's so sweet, and she's really growing like a huge audience on her jewelry page. She sells like little charm bracelets, these really cool necklaces with like intricate beads and styles. And honestly, I see like that style of jewelry growing more and more by the day. Like I think it's becoming more popular. I think it's going to be like the next big thing for the summer. And honestly, I was like so happy to see her there because I had been eyeing her stuff for a while. And the bracelet that I bought was really, really cute. It has a bunch of little beads on it and a little heart locket. And her stuff is really great. I also saw this little pillow. It's like a big heart. And the weird thing about it is it has arms and hands and fingers, and it's so cute. It's really weird, but I saw him and I had to have him because it reminds me, I'm pretty sure it's the same pillow that I've had in my childhood. It's from IKEA. I'm pretty sure it's from the 90s. I have to figure out a way to wash it because, okay, pro tip, you guys. anytime you go thrifting, I hope this is common sense, but for those of you who don't know, um, always wash the clothes and anything else that you find while you're thrifting. I don't care if it looks clean or if it smells clean or if the seller claims that they like wash the clothes before they sell them. Always wash it yourself because you can get like so many diseases and stuff. I've heard so many horror stories. Just be safe, you guys. It's better to be safe than sorry. All right, here's Freaking Out the Neighborhood by Mac DeMarco. All right, guys, that was Weezer with Say It Ain't So. It's really funny because recently, you know, on TikTok and other platforms, I've noticed that there's like a running joke that guys who listen to Weezer can't get girls. And I don't know where that came from, where that stemmed from, but it is really funny to me because I used to listen to them all the time on the radio. I grew up listening to them, and now I get to play them on the radio, which is super cool. In local news, I've heard that they're going to fix up the Citrus Theater, which, if you know, it's like located in the Courthouse Square here in Edinburgh, like literally down the street. It's this old movie theater. It has a big sign that says Citrus. I don't know how that's going to go. And I am really hopeful that it still looks cool because I think the company that bought it out, they're kind of known for like making things more modern and like gray. Gentrification, yes, that's the word. Yeah, I really hope they don't gentrify it because it looks so cool the way it is right now. And I just don't want it to turn into like another cookie cutter business, or like if they take the sign down, I'm going to be so sad. I've kind of been like emotionally attached to it. I would always drive by here and I always see it and I thought it was so cool. And even at one point I was talking about opening up like a little record store in there, and I think it's really cute. But I really wanted it to be another place. Like, I don't know if you guys know, I'm going to butcher the name right now, but it's called Sina El Rey. It's in McAllen. Yeah. And right now, like, they're using it to host concerts and wrestling and stuff. I kind of wanted it to be something like that. I don't know what they plan to do with it in the future. Hoping for the best. But that's what I wanted to talk about because it's kind of making me anxious. I saw it on Facebook the other day. In other news, Melody news, my outdoor cat had kittens. They're so cute. There's only 2 of them. They're really, really cute. One of them looks like a little Siamese cat, and the other one is gray and white. And right now they're in their bumper car stage, which is what, it's a cute little nickname. I think it came from Australia, the nickname, because they call them bumper cars because the kittens are like fat and their tails stick straight up and they just like waddle around. But I'm really happy. I'm really excited. Lots of plans for the future, right, guys? Here's Enjoy the Silence by Depeche Mode. Hey, guys. It's Melodies with Melody. So that was, well, I'm pretty sure you know, right? But It Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. Nirvana is a really cool, you know, it's a grunge band. Grunge is really... You know, I was kind of getting like off topic with the music, playing other genres, but it still plays into the indie thing. I know indie's supposed to be like my whole show, right? But it still plays in because a lot of genres like really influence the indie scene and alternative that we know today. We really like take inspiration from literally any time period that you can think of. Like, you know, we got corsets from the 1800s. We got leg warmers from the 80s. There's downturned makeup, like, you know, like eyeliner and stuff from the 20s and the 60s. We got flared jeans and cowboy boots from the 70s. So it's kind of like a whole time warp thing going on. But anyone can wear anything and just pull it off with like the right amount of confidence, I think. This past year, I've been seeing a lot of inspiration, like, taken from Japanese archive fashion. And, like, archive fashion is basically just pieces from older fashion shows, you know, like high brands, expensive brands. Like, you can watch, like, the spring show from Versace. This is just an example. But they've made a comeback with like intense layers. I've seen where people would put on like 2 or 3 shirts, and then you put on like a little vest, and then you put on like a cardigan, and then you put on like a bomber jacket, and then you put on like some leggings, and then you put on a skirt over it, and then you put tights over it, and like chunky platforms. you know, that's also been like in the 90s too. So I guess it's like kind of from both. Also, like crocheted items, crocheted. I think it's crocheted, right? Just like sweaters and loose knit like shawls, I guess you can say. I think the pioneer for like, or the person who inspired this comeback of Japanese archive fashion is Enya. I think her last name's Umazor. I'm not sure how to say it, but she's really popular. She's an internet personality. She became famous like around 2013, 2014, and she's been the blueprint for like so many girls ever since then. She's had like different styles, obviously, but she was the main girl. She was the it girl for this Japanese archive fashion revival. Um, so many people have tried to like give her credit and say that she invented this style, but that's not true. And I just wanted to give credit where credit is due. Yes, she repopularized it, but she did not come up with it herself. I just wanted to set the record straight, because it was Japanese people in the 80s. And really, a lot of people got inspiration for this from Pinterest also. Pinterest is a really big, how do you say, I guess like monopoly piece in what becomes popular, like the trends. Um, we need to talk about one of the like accessories, I guess, that came along with this archive revival is the big chunky headphones. Okay, Enya also wears those big chunky headphones, and I've seen it's like a trickle down effect. And now I'm seeing like a lot of people walk around on campus, and honestly I'm kind of jealous because I think it's so cool and I really wish I could buy some, but they're expensive, you guys. Like for some good quality headphones it's like upward of $300. um so we have the Cost Porta Pros, which is like these headphones that look super super cool, but they look so fragile, and I've heard like bad things about the quality. And then there's also Beats. Beats is really good, right? But I don't think they look that cool. I think Audio Technica is kind of like a middle ground for looking cool and also sounding really, really great. Um, Here's Divine Hammer by The Breeders. Hey guys, it's Melodies with Melody. So tonight I'm going to a show at this place downtown called The Gremlin. I'm gonna be supporting this band called Lunar Heart, and they're opening for this band called Mind Cinema, which I've never heard of before. And I do this thing where I try not to listen to the music beforehand so that it'll be like a surprise. Um, but yeah, so I've never listened to Mind Cinema. The singer for Lunar Heart, her voice is like so unique. It kind of reminds me of Peach Kelly Pop. It's like super high pitched. They're like a duo, and I first heard them at the Rooftop Market last summer in McAllen. I frequented there a lot, and I'm really excited for them to bring them back this summer. I think they take place like mostly in the summer because in the winter it's too cold and everyone's working and like at school and stuff. Um, but basically, the venue is just like the McAllen parking garage. Like downtown, they have a huge parking garage. I guess they rent out like the top floor for like vendors and artists to come out and like play music. They sell handmade goods. And I think that's what really like got me involved with all the small businesses here in the valley. Just going to markets and other events is a really great way to like familiarize yourself um, just with who's in your community. Speaking of live bands that I've seen, I mentioned that market that I went to last week in Mission. There was two bands there that really stuck out to me. One of them was called Sycamore. They're really popular, I guess, here like in McAllen, and they're good. And also, okay, Mono Odyssey. I think that's how you say their name, Mono Odyssey. They absolutely blew me away. I had no idea what to expect with their performance, but it was really like hardcore. They're a metal band, and they were really, really good. They sounded like pros, and they're from Mission. They're here from Mission. Another thing that I wanted to bring up is how, like, being a girl in the scene is sometimes inconvenient. Like, being a girl that just likes alternative stuff and, like, music and clothes. I've had my fair share of, like, people giving snarky remarks, and I'm convinced this is, like, a universal experience when it comes to being a female. Because, like, I've heard so many other girls share, like, similar stories like mine. So basically, you all know I kind of, like, inherited my grandmother's house. And so sometimes I still find like her stuff. Like I found this really cool sewing table. I found like cool clothes, like cool purses and stuff that are like vintage now. Um, so this one time I found a typewriter and it looked really cool. Like it was from the 80s. So I posted it and this guy responded and he was like, please tell me you actually went to buy that typewriter instead of just inheriting it. And I was like, okay, like what difference does it make? Um, Coming up next, I have Dare by Gorillaz. That was Taken for a Fool by The Strokes. I love them so much. You can never go wrong with The Strokes. All right, guys. Well, that'll be it for me this week. This was Melodies with Melody, only on Vaquero Radio. I'll see you guys next week with more cool music.